Hey, this is Mitch from Castro Valley Fitness with this week's Friday workout. Hope everyone's doing well. This workout's a little tough, so I just want to kind of point that out before we even get started. The moves we're going to be doing today are a little more technically challenging than a lot of the other stuff that we've been doing. We've been doing some real good basic stuff. Today we're just going to go out on a limb a little bit. So if you're uncomfortable doing these moves, I will show you kind of a couple different ways if you're uncomfortable doing with a kettlebell, which is what we're going to be using primarily. I'll show you how to do it with a dumbbell. If you still don't want to do it, then kind of refer back to some of the earlier workouts we did on Fridays. Because this is, like I said, this is a challenging technical workout today, but I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so today's workout consists of 4 moves, and I'm going to go over them in order, okay? First move we're going to be doing is a kettlebell swing. So if you're unfamiliar with the swing, it is very similar to a hip hinge or a straight leg deadlift the way we teach it here. It's just a more, what we call a ballistic movement. You're getting into a rhythm, you're kind of throwing the kettlebell around. It's not like a normal kind of strength like a squat where there's a start to a finish. There's a rhythm to a kettlebell swing that is very, very important, okay? So what you're going to do, we're going to be doing one-arm swings here for this workout. Again, this is a hard workout, so, you know, if you don't feel comfortable doing this and you're not familiar with these moves, I understand. Just kind of refer back to some of the older ones that I've been showing you. This is a tough one, but it's going to be good. So the kettlebell swing, what we're going to be doing, it's this kind of move right here. So you notice how I have a nice rhythm going. The keys to a kettlebell swing are we are using our hips, okay? We are not using my arm. At no point should it feel like I am lifting the kettlebell up. I am throwing the kettlebell with my hips, and then as I come back, my arm is throwing my hips back. So to see this from the side, keys are my back, as always, is staying straight, and I'm using my hips to drive the movement. This is the foundational move for all the moves we're doing today. Also, notice how I am looking at one spot straight ahead. Do not see me moving my head at all. That's going to help me keep my back nice and straight. Okay? And also, because we're doing one arm today, it's going to be very easy to get a lot of rotational stuff in here. We want you to really make sure you are not doing that. We want to keep those hips nice and square with all the moves we're doing today. Even though that kettlebell is only on one side, it's going to want me to kind of twist like that. We do not want that, okay? So, the kettlebell swing, I'm pushing my hips back, keeping my back straight. So notice the straight back and that the hips are driving the movement. That's the key. If you are feeling this movement in the low back, I want you to make sure that the hips are what is driving the movement with the swing. Get you out of breath a little bit. What you see sometimes if the low back is too involved, what you'll see is the hips don't move and I just wind up doing this kind of thing, which we don't want to do. We want to make sure you keep our back straight. The other thing that will happen with a swing is that you wind up squatting the swing, like this. Notice when I do this, I'm going to put this down for a second. Let's get a little tired. When I'm doing this, my knees are staying pretty still, pretty straight. Not locked in straight, but I'm not squatting. I'm just using the hip hinge that we've talked about a lot over these workouts. Okay, so that's the first movement, kettlebell swing. After that, we're going to go to a kettlebell, we call it kettlebell snatch, okay? This is a tough movement as well, but the foundational beginning of this movement is a swing. So we're going to come up here, bring it up, okay? Boom. So keys here are, for this one and also the next one, the next movement, is I want you to practice zipping your jacket, okay? You're zipping your jacket. I'm going to do with both hands, so you might as well practice with both hands, okay? So when we swing, instead with a swing, we bring the kettlebell out. Here, when we zip the jacket, we're bringing the hips forward and then zipping right through there. So this is the movement. Boom, okay? Boom. And then with the snatch, I'm bringing the kettlebell overhead. So what you want to think about is zip and punch. Okay? So if I don't punch, what will happen is that kettlebell is going to bang me right in the wrist. Okay? When I punch, boom. Then it make sure that thing doesn't bang me too hard. Boom. Zip, punch. Zip, punch. Zip, punch. And again, hips driving the movement. Very important. After this, we're going to go to kettlebell clean. Okay? So with a clean, with a snatch, we end up here. With a clean, we're going to end up right here. Same beginning of the movement, except with a snatch, I'm zipping and punching. With a clean, I'm just zipping and turning my wrist. Okay. So I'm going to bring it up, and then just finish right here. So you notice I'm finishing in this position here. Sometimes when people clean, they kind of finish out here, out here, out here. Nice strong position here. This is a strong position. We don't want it out here. That's not a strong position. We want it right in front of you. Boom, zip, zip. And again, if you don't get that nice zip going, what's going to happen is bring it out here, and that kettlebell just bangs you right in the wrist, which we don't want, okay? So, boom, right through there. Zip, show you from the side. Zip, flip. So think about almost like you're zipping and then just kind of turning your wrist. Zip it up, turn your wrist. Zip it up, turn your wrist. And that means that's going to help that kettlebell land nice and easily on that wrist. This is a tiring workout today. After that, we're going to go one-arm waiter's walk. So what we're going to do, from the clean position, just going to bring that kettlebell up. We're going to walk around the room. Boom. Walk for 30 seconds, okay? So when I want you to do this, the easy kind of mistake that I see people when they're doing a waiter's walk is they wind up kind of doing this kind of thing. I want you to almost use that weight to push that shoulder down. Think of almost you're packing your shoulder into the socket. You should be feeling that kind of through that lat a little bit. Walk around, stay nice and tall, try to stay straight. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead with all these exercises. That's very important. If you keep your eyes focused on one spot, straight ahead, your back is going to be much more likely to stay straight the whole time, which is crucial here. So because we're doing all these exercises one arm at a time, you're going to hit a lot of core as you go through this, okay? Very important to kind of keep those hips square, keep your eyes straight. That's going to help keep your core involved. Not get that rotation, which is going to bother your low back, rounding your back over. So that's what we got. So we got swings, snatches, cleans, waiter's walk. You're going to do all of them with one arm for 30 seconds each, then switch arms, do 30 seconds each. Rest 30 seconds in between the right arm and the left arm. Do 4 rounds, okay? Now, if the kettlebell, if you don't have one, or if that's a little hard for you, which is very understandable. Again, these are hard technical movements that we're going through today. Then use a dumbbell, okay? So what you're going to do with a dumbbell, you're going to do the same movements, but it's a little, you're not going to have to worry about the dumbbell kind of slamming you in the arm. Makes that part of it a little easier. So what you're going to do is swings, right through there. Again, same thing. I am still making sure that my back is straight and my hips are driving the movement. I'm going to go swings there. We go snatches from there. Boom, zip. Boom, zip. So one of the things we don't want to do with the swing is bring it straight up. We don't want that, okay? That's tough on the shoulders. I'll just say that. So we want to kind of bring it up. Don't forget that zip, zip. Bring it through. Boom. Get explosive. And one other thing, you got to get explosive with the hips for all these exercises. Got to throw the weight with your hips, okay? Boom, snatch, and then when you get to clean, boom, zip, bring it right up. Boom. Sometimes with the clean, people do it more just like a curl. It's not what we're looking for. We're looking for that explosion, okay? You're not going to get that kind of explosion with the curl. So, boom, explode. And then with the waiter's walk, bring it up, pack that shoulder, take a walk around. It's going to be a good one today. Again, it's hard. Make sure you are keeping your back straight the whole time. Make sure you are keeping that core engaged. So, and of course, when I say that, I do not mean sucking in the core. I mean pushing down and out a little bit on that core. Keep it nice and steady. And enjoy. 30 seconds each. Go 4 rounds. If that's a little challenging for you, cut down the time, cut down the amount of rounds you're doing, build up, okay? The key here is make sure your form is locked in. Don't worry about the speed. And again, cut down the reps and the time you're going to do it until you feel more comfortable with that form. And then you can kind of build up. Make sure the form is good before you worry about the speed you're doing, how many reps, how long, how many sets, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. We'll get through this. Talk to you soon.